Other participants were all other AI companies, right, which was interesting. Then we had an addition of another AI company, Kite AI, and then the OG Labs guy dropped out, right? Now, I've seen that some guys had trouble getting visas to attend, so maybe that was the reason he dropped out. And I'm sure that's why the Kite AI was added. Right, and there we go, right? So we've had the talk. It was late at night for me last night. I had to listen to it. Of course, nothing major there that was sort of come out, but I was sort of wanting to get the AI integration here. I thought we might get an announcement there, right? But one thing to notice here was that Pi and a company called Recall was the only one sort of advertised at the top there, which is understandable because both of these were sponsors, right? But they could have picked any other sponsor. So I was curious about what Recall was all about. Now, we know that Nicolas back in Pi Day 2024, right, he was saying how he's going to have a massive open source AI model in a decentralized manner, right? So we know we're going to be looking for decentralized AI. And yeah, that's what Recall does as well, right? So I just wanted to highlight that just because I noticed it at the top there, and yeah, all these others are decentralized AI as well. So we've also got Near AI, right? They were present, right? Building user-owned AI, right? Emphasis on the user-owned here, right? This is where we're talking about Pi Network and having a large community, right? So owning your own data and your identity. Got the guys from Ready AI, they participated, right? And then Kite AI, right? So the only thing I noticed here was that Lele here, she used to work at Near Protocol as well, right? So that's why there was a relationship there. Listening to the talk, the only really highlights sort of things I got out of this was that Kite AI was looking for authorized network, right? So I thought maybe this was, to do with like Pi security circles, or maybe there might be some integration there. Nicolas was talking about decentralization of AI as well, and he kept on emphasizing adding value, right? Now, I don't really have anything to expand on that, but it's just something I noticed. And then the other one was users are willing to pay on a per month basis versus micropayments, right? But these AI agents, right, they don't really have that same skepticism about that, right? So they can ask for data and do transactions and all that, and they're happy to make payments in micropayments, right? So yeah, that's the only things I really took out of the talk. There wasn't really any groundbreaking thing, and as we know, it was 30 minutes. He's only going to get 5 minutes to talk, so yeah, it wasn't really much there. Now, with the artificial intelligence, right, the decentralized AI, I still think that it's going to be Stanford HAI. I think that's where Pi will probably get integration from, but it was just interesting that the other speakers were also decentralized AIs. Right? Now, with this article back in 2019, this was the big announcement of the Pi network, right? And when you read through this article, right, I can highlight some names, right? So this David Mazeres, right? I've talked about him before. He's one of the co-founders of Stellar and the creator of SCP, which is what we use for our consensus protocol, right? And the other name here, right, was this Michael Bernstein, right? So Michael Bernstein, right, he's under Stanford HAI, right? So there's a link there. And if you go to this link that he's got on his page, right, we go over to the Stanford HCI, right? And scrolling down, you can see that a lot of the papers they're writing is on about social computing and all that, which is obviously where CFAN comes in. And you see right here, we've got Nicolas listed as well, right? So I think there's a big connection there. We know there's a big connection with Stanford. And yeah, I just always assume that, this decentralized AI will come out of Stanford.